Have you ever wondered what it was like to do laundry back in ancient Rome? Forget your fancy detergents and high-tech washing machines. The Romans had a secret ingredient that was, let's just say, all natural and readily available. Human urine. That's right, they washed their clothes in pee. It sounds absolutely disgusting, I know, but there's a surprisingly scientific reason behind this seemingly bizarre practice. So, hold your nose, because today we're diving deep into the stinky world of Roman laundries to uncover why they thought this was a golden idea. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of why urine was the Tide Pod of its day, let's set the scene. Imagine walking down a bustling Roman street. You'd see grand temples, bustling markets, and of course, the Phalanca, the Roman laundry. These weren't just small operations. They were professional establishments, crucial to keeping the togas of senators and the tunics of soldiers sparkling white. But step inside one, and you'd be hit with an overwhelming smell. Why? Because the key to their business was stored in large clay pots called amphorae, collected from public urinals placed all over the city. Now for the science bit. Why on earth would they use urine? It all comes down to chemistry. Urine, when left to sit for a while, decomposes and produces ammonia. And ammonia is a fantastic cleaning agent. It's an alkaline solution, which makes it incredibly effective at cutting through grease, grime, and dirt. Think of it as a powerful, all-natural degreaser. The Romans didn't have the chemical knowledge we have today, but through trial and error, they figured out that aged urine worked wonders on tough stains. It was especially good for whitening wool and linen, which were the most common fabrics back then. A bright, white toga was a symbol of status and cleanliness, and ammonia helped them achieve that pristine look. So, how did the process actually work? It was a very hands-on, or rather, feet-on job. Laundry workers, known as full ones, would place the dirty clothes into large vats filled with a mixture of urine and water. Then, they would get in and stomp on the clothes for hours, much like you'd stomp grapes to make wine. This process, called treading, was hard, smelly work. The constant stomping agitated the fabric, allowing the ammonia to penetrate the fibers and lift out the dirt. After the initial wash, the garments would be rinsed thoroughly with clean water, sometimes in continuously flowing aqueduct-fed basins, to get rid of any lingering aroma. But the process didn't stop there. To get those togas extra bright, the full ones had another trick up their sleeve. After rinsing, the damp clothes were stretched over a large, dome-shaped wicker frame. Beneath this frame, a pot of burning sulfur was placed. The sulfur dioxide fumes would then rise and bleach the fabric, making it even whiter. It's a process called sulfuring, and it's another example of Roman ingenuity. Finally, the clothes would be brushed, sometimes with the skin of a hedgehog to raise the nap, and then pressed in a large screw press to get them perfectly smooth and wrinkle-free. It was a multi-step, labor-intensive process that shows just how seriously the Romans took their laundry. You might be thinking, this is so gross. Why didn't they just use something else? Well, they did have other options, but none were as cheap or as effective for large-scale operations. They used a type of clay called fuller's earth, which could absorb grease, and plant-based soaps made from ash and animal fat. However, these were either less potent or more expensive than the free and endless supply of urine from the city's public latrines. In fact, urine was so valuable to the laundry industry that the Emperor Vespasian famously placed a tax on it in the 1st century AD. When his son Titus complained that taxing pee was disgusting, Vespasian reportedly held a gold coin under his nose and said, "Pecunia non olet," which means money does not stink. This famous phrase shows just how economically important this unusual resource was. The urine tax became a significant source of revenue for the Roman state. So, these phalanicas were essential businesses. They were located all over the Roman Empire, from the city of Rome itself to far-flung provinces. Archaeologists have excavated the remains of many of these laundries, most famously in Pompeii. The Phalanca of Stephanus in Pompeii is one of the best preserved examples. Walking through its ruins, you can still see the large treading vats, the rinsing basins, and the area where the clothes were pressed. It gives us a tangible link to this ancient and, to us, very strange industry. It's a vivid reminder that the daily lives of ancient people were shaped by practical needs and the resources they had available, no matter how unconventional they might seem to us today. Next time you're loading your washing machine with lavender-scented detergent, take a moment to appreciate how far we've come. The ancient Romans were resourceful and brilliant engineers, but their laundry methods highlight a world without modern chemistry. Their use of urine wasn't a sign of being dirty. Ironically, it was part of their sophisticated pursuit of cleanliness. It was the most effective solution they had to get their clothes sparkling clean in a world without synthetic detergents. It's a smelly, strange, but fascinating piece of history that shows how human ingenuity can turn even the most unlikely substance into a valuable commodity. What do you think? Would you have been able to work in a Roman Phalanca? Let me know in the comments below. It's incredible to think about the everyday realities of life in the ancient world. Thanks so much for watching and exploring this weird corner of history with me. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more bizarre facts from the past, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel out. See you in the next video.